Well, as much as we're a step closer to the Champions League phase, we do still have to get past Ajax in the second leg of the third qualifying round, which happens to be in Amsterdam itself. Also, I'm still in the market for a goalkeeper, but at least I've sorted a central defender finally. Hello and welcome back to Unemployed to Legends, Club 2, episode 20 with Dundee United. My name is Craig, and come up on today's episode, we do have the second leg of that Champions League third qualifying round tie against Ajax in Amsterdam. And after, you could probably see it on the screen already, after a 1-0 win at home, shaky because I'd rather have had a 2, 3 or 4 goal lead going into this second leg, but that's what happens when I have strikers who apparently can't finish. But as you can see, the form since the last time I was with you against Panathinaikos, we started the season well, 2 wins from 2 in the Premiership, which has left us currently in third, joint top of the league with Celtic and the return of Rangers, because apparently they've done good business over the summer. But the whole focus today is the away tie against Ajax. It's only just one match per episode just for this week because I do want to get through these European qualifiers as quickly as possible. After that, we'll focus as well on the league as well as the European adventure, because now that we're in the third qualifying round, we are guaranteed at least one league phase in Europe this season. It's just a question of which one is it going to be. But since you were last with me as well, we have made a couple of signings, and I said one of them was a centre-back. We have managed to get Charlie Cresswell in from Leeds United for £1.3 million, rising to 1.7. He hasn't actually played a game for us yet, mainly because he's still building match fitness and he's unregistered for Europe until at least the next qualifying round. But once he's available, hopefully we'll be able to see what he's about as a Premiership player. He's a good Premiership player actually, potential to be a leading player. I think he's got Premier League experience as well. Barely, just about, more Championship experience, but as someone who's played in the Premier League and has come from a higher level club than us, he should be able to do the business and provide competition. Also, you may have noticed a very curious name down here, Jesse Lingard, 34-year-old Jesse Lingard to be exact. Now, there's a few reasons why we did bring him in, and this is actually thanks to my director of football, who I saw offered him a contract on a free. He's coming on a free from Southampton. He only lasted 1 year at Nottingham Forest. What a fall from £200,000 a week at Nottingham Forest to just £5,500 here. He clearly has a lot of money just to want to be able to come to Scotland. Firstly, he's a leading Premiership player. Secondly, he's the best attacking midfielder at this club, certainly on the left wing. Actually, I think the right wing as well. I think he's even better than Banjaki still. Still very good physically and mentally, but also he's going to be a mentor for Jay Cooley and Chris Hopkins on the left-hand side. And he thrives on big matches and is a consistent performer. We're going to need that in Europe this season if we're going to have a decent run. A run that goes further than we did last year. Also, hopefully that'll help us out in the Premiership as well, because we do need some big players in order to take on the likes of Celtic and probably the return of Rangers and the ever-looming threat that is Hibernian, although they haven't started the season well. But regardless, the season hasn't shaken up as it will probably play out yet. So this is going to be the 11 that we're going to send out to defend a 1-0 lead against Ajax in Amsterdam. We're going to need a big performance from these guys. Where is... Oh, Lingard. Yeah, we won't actually see him because he's not registered as well. Both him and Cresswell came in after the registration was completed. Also, Charlie MacArthur, I think that's his name, yeah, Charlie MacArthur. He can actually be in the squad, but he's ineligible because I've accidentally left him in the reserve squad on the same day. So this is the starting 11 for this match. Vickers in goal. We're still relying on Vickers in goal. I can't believe it. Strap, O'Connor, Wu and Curtis are the back four. O'Connor is in, by the way, because Cisse is injured for up to another week. So that's a big threat that we're missing at the back. O'Donnell and Enriquez in midfield, with Rankin Costello on the left wing, Gabriel Sara attacking midfield, Banjaki on the right wing, Johnny Kenny up front. Big news actually about Gabriel Sara. We've extended his contract for a year. We managed to trigger the contract extension we had on his current contract, but he is the subject of transfer target for Middlesbrough, of all teams in the Premier League. Middlesbrough are not in Europe. We are. The pool of the Premier League is still better than the Champions League. I don't quite understand it. Okay, so here we go. Second leg in Amsterdam. Ajax 1-0 down against us from the first leg. Like I said before, I'd rather we had scored 3 or 4 goals at home. In fact, the only reason we actually did score was because it was an own goal, but that was because Gabriel Sara came on and made the difference for us in the second half. Early free kick here for Ajax. Vickers, thank goodness, a good save by Josh Vickers in the goal. Speaking of goalkeepers, I'm still in the market for a goalkeeper. It may go down to deadline day because we might have to wait until a goalkeeper loan is quite possibly a lot cheaper. Maybe a free loan, because a lot of goalkeepers, they still want so much money. At least decent keepers who are better than what we have currently. So if I can't find a goalkeeper who's better than what we have already, we may as well just stick with what we have. David White, one of our youngster goalkeepers, he is actually still in the reserve squad. Kind of considering him for cup matches, and that is the first goal for Ajax. That is it is kind of expected. I did say at the end of the last episode, Ajax are still going to be very, very strong. The Eredivisie is actually not loaded into the game for me, but Ajax is still going to be very, very strong. I haven't actually looked to see if they've still been dominating the Dutch league. I can only assume they have been, because there are still players on that team. I recognise Boadu, I recognise Conceição, Rosario I still recognise. Very good tackle there. In fact, I completely forgot, O'Donnell should be marking Rosario, who's playing on the right of central midfield. So that was something that did work in the last game, and I completely forgot to put it on. Here's Johnny Kenny. Oh, what a finish. I love that finish. He loves chipping the goalkeepers on a regular basis. He hasn't played the last 2 matches, actually, because I've been trying to get Beljo to get some game time and hopefully get him on the score sheet. He has scored his first goal for the club, actually. But he's not as regular as Johnny Kenny, and Johnny Kenny is still going to be the man. He's on an important player promise with as part of his contracts, so I would still expect him to play in the majority of the games, which is hopefully the case, and Beljo hopefully will be able to take advantage of whatever chances that he actually does get. Throwing down this left hand side for Ajax. Why was nobody closing him down? I don't understand that. I've put instruction not to mark any of the fullbacks for Ajax because we're focusing on the wingers. I don't know, is this guy a left back? Martha? I'm not actually sure where he actually plays. And by the way, I am saying the names because it makes 0 difference. Defending on FM23 is just absolute dogs, so yeah, it is how it is. Going into half-time, though, it is 2-1 Ajax. It's 2-2 aggregate, which is a lot closer than I actually envisioned. We can very much win this match. You've all done well. No, we can win this match. I do think we are on a similar level to Ajax. We showed it at home. We actually dominated the home leg. Again, it's just a shame we didn't score more goals. Banshiki is actually injured. He needs to come off. Rankin Costello is going to move over to the right-hand side. And Chris Hopkins. Not convinced about him yet. Jay Cooley. I'm just considering. He's more of a winger. So is Hopkins. Maybe we should have them as a winger. Just play him in a role that they're going to be very familiar with. I'll tell you what, that's exactly what we are going to do. So, Hopkins is going to be a winger on the left-hand side. Rankin Costello can cut him from the right. Let's just see if that does make a difference. I want Chris Hopkins and Jay Cooley to feel comfortable because they just haven't shown the performances yet. Certainly in the roles that I have been playing them in. One thing I can say for certain, Ibrahima Cisse is a big miss at the back for us. In fact, not just at the back, but also going forward, because he's the tallest player in our squad. By far. Oh, what an interception by Hopkins. Just play it through. There is Johnny Kenny. Oh, Kenny should have scored that. That would have helped massively. But well done. That's the first good thing I've seen Hopkins do this entire season. I was hoping to make a substitution. It'll have to be after this highlights. As do you know what? I may just put drop off more. Because they're clearly just finding space right behind us. And my goodness, the amount of space they have on the wings. Cutting inside here, and that's the goal. That could probably just knock us out of the Champions League. Not out of Europe completely. But Ajax were just going to be such a tough draw, weren't they? They're just that good of a team. But when they cut in like that, it's a shame. In fact, what we are going to do, we are just going to go attacking. We may as well just go for it now because what is there to lose? O'Donnell is going to come off though. McAllister is going to go on. Sarah is going to go off. Mane, yes, he can go in. Swap him and Enriquez around. Rankin Costello, who can he even come off for? Declan Glass? I mean, Declan Glass has actually played on the right wing before and he's actually half decent. May as well give him a shot out there. He needs more game time anyway. I've made him a promise that he'll get more game time after the arrival of Jesse Lingard. In fact, do you know what? We may as well just drop off more. Let's have a look. Raise that a little bit. Oh, the tempo is actually high. I thought I'd load it for the entire game. Not quite the case. Well done by Strap, and there is Kenny. Unlucky Kenny. Ball didn't quite land for him going over the top. As Ajax looking to finish this game off, but we're looking to make a comeback. There is Glass. Show us something on the right. He couldn't, but there is Kenny, and Kenny is through here, and Kenny has scored. It is 3-2 Ajax on the night, but it's 3-3 on aggregate with 7 minutes to go. I've just realised the changes have not even gone through yet, and we've thankfully scored the second goal of the night, third of the tie. It is quite level between us. Ajax look more potent going forwards, but we're just trying to pick them off on the counter because they're clearly trying to go for it. But as it stands, we're heading for extra time unless there's a winner. And hopefully it'll be on our ends as we just lost the ball there. We can't quite keep it against some of the better players. And make no mistake, Ajax do have very good players, obviously, because it's Ajax. I wonder how many of them are youngsters. I really should have checked how many youngsters they have in the squad, because that's what they're known for, isn't it? Their academy. There is Kenny. Kenny scored, but I think it is offside. I said there might be a winner, but unfortunately it's been denied as Kenny just straight offside. He does still have that problem, but it is a lot less than, say, a year ago. We are still attacking. We may as well just go for it, even if extra time is looming, because I do want to see if we can grab a winner. The ball's just over the top, just not quite clicking. Oh, O'Connor, he did well to try and intercept that, did well to block. And Ajax looking to line up a shot here, and it just sails over the bar. 4 minutes of injury time, the time ticking down, and we are heading for an extra 30 minutes. Well, I mean, I tell you what, look at the... we have actually dominated that second half. Ajax came back into it with... Hang on, was that them or was that... No, sorry, Ajax. It was Ajax, sorry. Ajax was the ones who dominated the game, but we started coming back in from that second goal. We have looked a little bit stronger compared to the first half. Keep working hard in extra time. Absolutely right. Do we have any more substitutions? Oh, we do actually. I think we might need to make a defensive one. Let's have a look. Who have we got centre-back wise? It's going to have to be Sven Carrick, isn't it? Sven Carrick is the only other centre-back we do have on the field. So let's just roll with that. I'm not sure if we get another substitute as well. Leave it on attacking, but because we've played absolutely fantastic when we went on attacking. But it's going to be a case now of who has the stamina to go through. Let's just encourage the lads, give them a bit of encouragement, because otherwise this could potentially go to penalties. And we are in second half of extra time. Penalties loom, and that terrifies me, because even in real football I hate penalties. It's the worst way, not just to win a match, but also to lose a match. Do we have another? Oh, we do actually. In fact, what is Enrique's penalty like? He's got a penalty taking of 12. Penalty taking of 13. What about Hopkins? I don't want this man taking a penalty, so I'll tell you what, we are going to undo that. Hopkins is going to go off for Stewart. We're subbing the sub. Sorry, Hopkins, but I need the best penalty takers potentially on the field if we are going to go to it. Is Declan Glass a good penalty taker? No, he's not, so it's a shame that we've just lost him, but obviously he was absolutely dead. Yeah, sorry, Enriquez, you're just going to have to go over to that side. There's nothing else for it. But Declan Glass is not a great penalty taker, so that's absolutely fine. And we are going to have to try and keep ourselves in the Champions League through a penalty shootout. Let's have a look. The best penalty takers... Well, there's only 3 of them. Everybody else... Oh god, Josh Vickers. 1. That's terrible. Alright. Penalty shootout. Wait. Let's do this properly. Where is... behind goal? Come on. That's it. That's what we want for a penalty shootout. I think we're going to need to speed this up a little bit, aren't we? Johnny Kenny scores the first penalty. Zoom out a little bit so we can see everyone. Taylor. Come on, Vickers. I have sped it up a little bit because penalties do take a while, by the way. Stewart is stepping up. Ooh, just about right into the bottom corner where the keeper can't get it. Okonkwo would have been better, actually, than Vickers in the goal, because Okonkwo is more of a penalty saver than Vickers. Ramon Enriquez stepping up, scores 3 for 3 so far. We just need Vickers to perform heroics. So close, but yet so far 3-3 on penalties. Fabio Mane. Oh, right down the middle, and the keeper didn't save it. My goodness. Let's just slow it down a little bit. We are getting towards the end of the shootout. It's 4-4 on penalties now. I don't know why it's saying 4-1, by the way. That's just a little bit of a glitch right there. Christopher, woo! Oh my god, I don't know how that went in. The ball bounced off the keeper and just somehow landed in the back of the net. Very, very good. I'd rather take that than a miss. But now, Vickers, please, step up. I know you're not a Okonkwo. Oh my god, 5-5 on penalties. I wish it was just 5-1 on penalties. It wouldn't have got that far. It would have been ended long before. McAllister. Oh. I mean, to be fair, the standard of penalties in this game has been really, really high. It had to take someone, didn't it? Unfortunately, it was McAllister to miss it. Come on, Vickers. Ah, that's it. It's such a cruel way to go out, but I can only applaud. I can only applaud that we've absolutely taken it to what was at least a former European powerhouse in Ajax. Yeah, I mean, we did ourselves proud. We knew it was going to be a tough tie, and all I could ask, they gave everything, and they did. A 3-3 on aggregates. Yeah, we lost on the night, but we didn't shy away. What more could I ask for? But what it means now, we are in to the Europa League. Oh, that's something else entirely. Where's the money that we got? There we go. 86k for the Champions League third qualifying round. Glass is out for up to 2 weeks. Banjaki a couple of days. That's absolutely fine. McAllister. Yeah, his penalty taking is only a 6. He's not a finisher. But you know what? I back him. I back him to come back from this. Okay, so Europa League it is again then. Let's see how we do. Europa League playoff rounds. Don't know when it's going to be. It'll be before the end of the month, so we'll come back for the second leg, depending on who it's against. I mean, if it might be the case, I'll come back for that, or just come back straight for the league phase, because we are going to be in Europe regardless, be it the Europa League or the Europa Conference League. But that will be the next episode, probably with deadline day as well, because I do desperately want a new goalkeeper. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure that you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button. Your support on this series has been absolutely fantastic so far. Thank you all so much. And this season I'm going to try and be a bit more positive, because I know last season wasn't the happiest, because there were a lot of things that I was still quite unhappy with. But I feel we are starting to build a squad that I am hopefully going to be very, very happy with. But thank you all so much for watching. Please continue to join me on this European adventure with Dundee United, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.